All right, Ramses. Please explain to me how does astronomy work? Because I'm pretty sure that I knew how all the astronomy stuff worked. I paid so much attention in school and stuff.
Well, they don't know either.
They don't know
No,
either.
I'm not here. I'll explain the stuff that you're wrong about that we're talking about.
Okay, please continue.
I sort of forgot what you said already because it was really weird and nothing really sensical. There's no reason to go to space.
No reason to go to space.
What?
No reason to go to space. I'm just thinking what she just said in my mind. It's just repeating. There's no reason to go to space. There's no reason to go to space.
Yeah, there really isn't. There's no, and the human population.
Okay. I can like understand your points that you're making as far as like present day time of like everything's cool, man. Like we got stuff worked out where like the vast majority of countries get along and we're not killing each other all the time on a consistent basis, so we can just like chill on Earth and everything's cool. We don't need to like go beyond where we're at. And like we don't need to go beyond like the stratosphere because we just like launch our satellites and they beam us down cell phone signals and other stuff. But beyond the stratosphere, it's like F space.
Right. There's no reason to go to like Jupiter. All the planets that they find are really weird, and it's like there's no way like you can't live on them now. And even if you can,
I'm not like saying like the planets within the local
solar system.
Yeah, the local solar system, because like those are all like non-inhabitable except for maybe Mars. But even then, like Mars is okay. Mars is like terraformable. It would just like take a lot of time and resources.
There's no terraform, but like you change the surface.
Yeah.
There's no reason to actually do that. It's not really worth the effort to actually do that.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Even if it gets like super overpopulated and overcrowded on Earth, it's not worth it.
There's no way for that to happen. There's no.
How is there no way for that to happen?
To have like an overpopulation on Earth?
There are already like cities that are overpopulated.
What?
There are already cities that are overpopulated.
Yeah, and it's probably something that will be in the decline, and will be a problem that will be addressed, and then
it'll be a problem that'll be addressed by what, like a natural disaster?
Well, no. What do you mean? Like a natural disaster where a whole bunch of people die?
Yeah.
No, basically people just understand that, and then
I'm just saying, dude, in the future, if I was like a citizen on the planet, I wouldn't be like living in a city with like 1 billion people and like just constant population density of like I couldn't walk 5 feet without. No, man, that would suck. I'd rather like go to some backwater planet and like have
1 billion people is like a lot. There's no way. You won't just end up with 1 billion people just like tomorrow. 1 billion is.
I know it takes a lot of time. I'm just saying, dude. Like that's why space is important, dude. Like you can't just be like, oh well, it's not as cool that we have right now.
No, it's not. You can't create human living conditions there.
We can just rest on our laurels, and it won't. We'll get more people living and like bigger population, but it's cool because we'll work that out and like we will.
Do you understand that like when like the spaceship that these Americans like sent in there, that you understand that people have to like work out, they have to like get on these exercise bikes like 3 hours a day because the gravity like doesn't exist anymore, and like usually when on the Earth, like
Yeah, I know. Like when they get back, they have to like go into those like pressure chamber thingies or whatever.
No, they have to exercise for like long periods of time when they're in space. There's like no point in doing that, and there's no way. You can't. The conditions on Earth are already like habitable for human beings. There's no way. They don't really exist like anywhere else in space. You don't really like even need them to. What? Sorry to burst your bubble, if you will.
Whatever. We can agree to disagree because I think I completely disagree because it's like you can't just like be like Earth,
what you think it's like?
Cool.
You think it's cool to go to
yeah, maybe I do.
Just a simple
maybe I
fascination.
do. Maybe I have a fascination with space shuttles, even though they're like terribly.
Okay, if that's all there is, then it will never ever happen.
I'm not saying that's like the reason. I'm just saying there's other things beyond like
That's all people tend to say.
What?
Is that space is
That we need another planet to live on.
What?
That we need another planet to live on.
No, that space is cool.
Whatever. I can't. I think you're just not.
And then nerdy people sort of latch onto it. You can make movies about space and write books about space and toy around with the idea, but for actually, but actually doing that outside of a movie.
Okay, serious.
Like an insane idea.
Okay, so you're saying like if we had the technology to just like go to planets like way beyond solar system, we should just like not do that.
I mean, like think about it for yourself. It's like your individual choice. I mean, you could, I mean, that could be like you. I mean, that could be like you yourself. You Tekken Master build the spaceship that travels. However, like speed of light or faster.
Well,
Or
I
something.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. That's the whole thing about me is like I wouldn't want to be like the first person to do that. I'd rather like do it when we have like that established stuff like already there, so I don't have to like worry about like
Why you won't do it
there.
because it's wrong and you don't?
No, because it's too much work.
Okay, every single person is gonna say that.
Not every person. Some people would be like, all right, I'll be the
Well,
first. one.
who is there's some person that can magically do more work? That
No, I'm just saying like there's crazy explorer people that are like, well, I want to go out in space, so send me.
explorers.
Yeah.
No, you don't. But it doesn't have to be. There's n- there's n-
That's like what their motivation would be. Like if like there would be like no real like driving factor if like normal people go into space. They'd be like, I don't want to go to space.
You don't have to have a person explore it. You can just send like a satellite with a camera on it and take pictures.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to do the work that we're talking about. Like
Well,
build
there's
all
no
that
work to
stuff.
do. There's no person. I mean, if they want to. I mean, it's the same answer. Everything. I mean, there's no. I mean, there's no person who, every human will do like the same amount of work. There's no, there's no person who can do like twice or three times as that. It's not. I mean, everyone is really. What people are going to do is just sort of sit, enjoy it where it works already. Where it's already like something where a human can live. And even on Earth, there's like lots of varieties of different kinds of things. There's things like beaches. There's like mountains. There's all kind of stuff that is, there's like multiple environments where humans can exist.
Mhm.
And really, you would try to just see everything that the Earth has to offer, rather than try to somehow do some weird thing where you recreate it on, another planet, like far away from here.
Okay. As far as like
Not really-
terraforming
there's, like,
thing
no
on
logic
Mars,
to
I'm not
that.
saying like you have to like develop every or like some livable planet. I'm just saying like there might be like some planets that are just like that magical garden world that you can just like land on and be like, all right, it's
They
habitable.
don't exist.
Yeah, they do. There's like three of them. There's like a few. There's like very few of them in the planet. That's like how rare they are.
Magical garden.
I don't know.
No,
what they're
there wouldn't
called,
be
but they're,
three
like-
because it's too big. If there's one, there would be basically like infinity, because space never ends, and
Yeah, but we haven't- I'm just saying from like the parts of space that we have been to that we like know about that we've seen with our like telescopes that we can like see like yeah, they may be like more out there, but like that would be so far from where we can get to right now that it's not like up for discussion.
you can get there, but you'd die. I mean, you'd die on the way. So maybe you think you get there, but you're dead.
Not if you're like prepared for the trip, like because. I mean, okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't want to be the first, because you'd have to like develop all this stuff, because like you'd have to, have this like thing where you wouldn't run out of oxygen, because there's no way you're gonna like have that much oxygen to like get from here to like 1,000 light years or whatever to like the magical garden planet.
There's
And
no
then,
magical
like,
garden.
It's not called a magical garden planet. I'm just saying like whatever they're called, they're like the ones that you land on. They're like planets that are like Earth.
What? There's
They're,
like gardens already? Oh, it's just like Earth. So if I stay on Earth,
Yeah.
then I'm fine.
It's not. No, I'm just saying like the way that, like the planet is formed. It has like oceans and deserts and all that kind you were talking about earlier about like the variety
No.
in the environment.
No, they're not like that.
No.
They're like they're all the same. Like Jupiter is like all.
So you're saying all planets are the same? Is that what you're saying?
The Earth is basically the only one that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like variety.
Okay. Whatever. You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I'm not.
I would look it on Wikipedia right now, but I'm trying to do this thing on PlayStation.
And there's
so
nothing to look up on Wikipedia.
There's nothing to look up on Wikipedia. Whatever. There's nothing to look up on Wikipedia. Blah, blah, whatever. Nothing to look up. Beyond Two Souls. Yeah, 'cause apparently there's this DLC I got for free with the special edition that wasn't like my key for whatever reason was not or my redeem key was not letting me access it earlier, but it finally did. So I'm trying to see what this is that I got access to. But it's not like on here, so I'm like, what is this? Huh.
Do you know this game actually works, right?
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I think it seems like broken.
Well, you wouldn't be the only one with that opinion, I'm sure.
What time is it now?
It is 10:24 p.m. Central Standard Time. So is there any other like weird, crazy stuff that you don't believe in that actually exists, like the habitable planets in space that are like Earth?
What?
Like the Okay, never mind. I'm moving on from the whole space thing. That's just yeah. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. So is there anything else you want to discuss besides
I mean,
that
it's
right
like
now?
it's like the religion I'm a part of called the Baha'i Faith. You know, it's part of. I mean, part of what they're talking about is sort of like, you know, like you have religion and you have science, and they can sort of help one another. You know, it shouldn't be something that you end up with, that a lot of people end up with. And they talk about where they're like at war with one another, and you can only be, you know, like if you're a scientist, then you don't believe that God exists, or if you're religious, then, you know, you want to take your kid to the hospital or something like that. You know, it's really big they agree because, you know, there's one, you know, like there's one like reality that we live in. There's one world, and religion and science are both like things that describe it. So, you know, it's really, you know, like when you're a scientist, like religion should be a way for you to, you know, like be like a good person and inform your like decisions and things like that. And then, you know, in religion, you know, science should be a way of learning about the world and, you know, seeing a lot of different things. So, you know, like I think one of the things that Baha'i Faith, like, you know, shows me is that it like opens up the ways that, you know, like you're talking about, you know, in, you know, like the year 2013, when we have like nuclear technology and all these like scientific advancements, like splitting the atom and, you know, all these things we talk about, like nanotechnology and like even like video games and digital technology and all this stuff, you know, like how is it that, you know, like a society and civilization will really use that technology, you know, for its own good, and so it can, you know, still be like a holy, you know, like holy, like upright, upstanding people. Right. So that's where, you know, so that's why I don't really think that's why I don't think that humans are.
Oh, you just think it's not needed because we already have like what we need,
Well, it's not really.
or not like what we need, but like it's not like really necessary to develop that since it's not, you know, since we can be like, and like what you're saying about like being upstanding and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Without it.
It's not.
It's not
It's
necessary.
not like virtue. It's not like virtuous of humans. There's no like virtuous way to like, you know, travel to try to like travel somewhere else. You know, like a lot.
Oh yeah, I understand. Like so, it's like it's usually like about conquest and like, you know, I claim this for Earth.
Yeah, you know, like your own gain, something like that. I don't really know. I mean, you know, a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't say it because there's so many people. You know, like you're talking about. There's so many people in the world and so many different countries, and each person really has their own set of morals and their own, you know, their own soul and their own like morality and everything. But you know, like I look at it, like there's always, you know, there's already people who, you know, who want to live their whole life like in one city, you know, even in like one neighborhood, you know, and their whole life, you know, like contributing to their neighborhood and everything. So, and to them, the idea of like even like going to another city or going to another country is like very far fetched. So, and then to try and like take it beyond that to go to another planet is, you know, like really extreme. And I don't, you know, I think there's basically like those like people who are able to like live their whole life in like a small geographical area. I think you know, there's a lot of like wisdom to that, and there's, you know, it's like a lot of spirituality to that. You know, like if you live in like Tibet or something, you know, in the Himalayan mountains, you know, a lot of those people stay there like their whole lives, and they, you know, you become very smart and very, you know, intelligent and very enlightened. And so, you know, like asking those people to leave would be like really, really weird. Or saying, you know, and you know, like saying that you know, if you do the opposite of that and try to like go somewhere very, you know, like take some great leap, that's like, you know, that's like you're being in competition with them and you think you defeated them, but I don't think you really would. I don't think you really outdo like a life like that by going to some like really far-fetched kind of place. You know, but I don't really know, you know. I mean, it's sort of like a conversation you have all by yourself now or something, but you know, I don't really, you know, like all this stuff like in science fiction. Every time you see, all these movies like Star Trek and stuff that they talk about, where they have like traveled around space and they have like warp speed for like spaceships and stuff. It's very it's like fiction. It's like they're still showing like human relationships where people get married and like have kids and then let their kids like learn from their parents and stuff like that. But it's just it's like the same. You see like the same like the big lessons. They see those same stories like over and over again. It's still like those kind of things. So even if you go somewhere far away from space, it will still be stuff like that.
Okay, well, after you like explain it like that, it makes more sense.
What?
I said after you explain it like that, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I've actually read about it. Like I didn't really sort of come up with all that on my own. I've like read books about it by people who are like, I guess often, most, often, I guess most of what I'm talking about is like people who are Baha'is who have careers in science. Yeah, so you have Final Fantasy 11, the online version?
I have it on PS2. I'm not sure if there's a way to get it on the PS3 through the store. Why?
I don't know.
Well, I have it like the thing is like on PS2, like I have it, but I haven't set it up to where like you can actually play. Cause you have to put the hard drive in, and I never did that. So yeah.
It takes the hard drive and everything.
Yeah, cause you're supposed. Yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, basically it needs a hard drive to play. And I only like bought it because it was like cheap one day, and I was like, oh man, this is really rare. So I bought it, and I never set it up because I was like really recently when I did that.
So you never actually played the game?
11, no, I've never played it. I've seen like the intro cutscene, but I haven't played it.
You didn't want to play the Final Fantasy MMO RPG?
No, I did not.
Do you have Final Fantasy 7?
I sure do.
Let's play that instead.
Alright, well, it's already on there, so just hand me the controller.
On the PlayStation 3 right here?
Yeah, it should already be on there.
This game doesn't even work right if you ask me. I need to go back to the drawing board.
Okay, so like, what would you say are the things that are wrong with Final Fantasy 13? That it that's not working.
Why are the characters only using magic now?
Cause well, if you're depends on the class you are though. Like if you're using magic or not. Cause
The Ravager?
The commandos are melee. I think the sentinels are also melee.
No,
too.
that's like defensive stuff.
Yeah,
That was the only person that can be a commando right now is Lightning, and I'm not even, nothing really.
So I'll take that as your vote of no confidence in Final Fantasy 13.
No confidence.
Wait, hold on, I gotta push that.
You say like the weird.
Well, I don't know. I take too much of like what I see in pop culture and like reuse it as my own stuff. But like, there's a part in like Episode 1, Star Wars.
I know that's the only place I've heard that either.
They're talking about no confidence in Chancellor Valorum. So it's like your vote of no confidence in Final Fantasy 13.
Is that Natalie Portman says that?
Yeah.
No confidence.
Alright.
Thank you. No confidence. So are we trying to make? Is there like a? Well, whatever.
What?
Oh, nothing. I mean, I'm not going to take it too seriously. I know you're, it's like your humor, so whatever. I mean, are we like trying to are we having like a group consensus about are we trying to have a group consensus about the game?
Yeah.
We are.
Well, kind of. I just wanted to see if you're in the like or dislike column. Because then I could say, so Final Fantasy 13, and you'd be like, it's okay, and I'd be like, that's the right answer.
Well, I think it's fun, but I mean, what I would do is I wouldn't really judge it because, I don't think.
You didn't even get that far in though. You're like 6 hours. That's like not very much at all. On my file, I have like 60 hours or something crazy.
That's a lot of the game. I mean, I
mean, I'm sure you could like load up my file and then like play like, oh, okay, well, when I have all this stuff unlocked, it's not as terrible as it is at the beginning.
I saw it on I saw your video on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I was stuck on this like boss for like a long time, and there's like an easy solution for it, and I got really angry, and I was like, oh, this game.
There's an easy solution for it.
Yeah, basically all you had to do was like use one of those Aegis-All thingies before the fight, so you could get like the instant break damage or whatever, and then like it'd be a lot easier. Well, it wasn't like an instant win thing, but it was like it made it a lot easier, and I was like, ah, f this game, because it was just that fight was kicking my ass for so long. It was just like, ugh.
Was it?
Yeah, you do like run into like some fights like that in that game where just like it beats you down, and it's like I don't know how to proceed. Like, so if you're not too handy on the paradigm system and how the stuff should be done,
Of course.
it's kind of like ugh.
Was it one of the Eidolons that you?
No, it was a boss encounter, of like a major boss. That's like I don't know how far in, but it was like a major boss fight that a lot of people get stuck on. So I was like, oh well, I'm not the only one. Yay for me. And then like the other character I got stuck on later in the game was like the final dungeon. So I was like, oh well, I made it this far. At least I almost made it to the end. Whatever.
How do you know it's the final dungeon?
Because I was asking people what this character was, or when I showed people that video, I was like, where's this at, and like, what am I stuck on? They're like, oh, you're like almost at the end. I was like, oh, well, that's too bad, because I'll probably never finish the game because this stupid enemy is way too hard.
But now we're moving back to the classic. You know, the well accepted,
the quintessential, as I would say. I guess actually 9 would be more quintessential, but
9 is quintessential.
I guess the essential rather than quintessential. It's like you need to play this game because it's just that good. It changed my life forever. That's how that's how good this game is. It changed my life forever. Maybe not in the positive, but who cares, right?
Final Fantasy 7 did.
Yep. It's like, what? There's 3 discs worth of game in this game? Or I can play this game for hours and hours and hours and it keeps going? No way. But then I guess being my first JRPG, I was like, man, all this is new to me, and it's so magical and amazing and delicious and stuff.
Well, it's got firearms in it, so you know, it's like a revolution.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure there's gotta be like some character in like before 7 that like uses a firearm or something.
I don't know, an automatic firearm? I don't really know. I don't think there is.
So are we talking like sidearm, or are we talking like sidearm, or are we talking like rifle style like Vincent, or like gun arm like Barrett?
Well,
because that's like three different things.
What do you mean sidearm? Like it's part of his arm or something?
I mean like sidearm as in pistol. Like I think there's like probably like a character that uses a pistol in like 6 or beyond that, or before that.
No.
If not, I don't. If it, or like, even if it's not,
There's
I
like a
don't think
crossbow in Final Fantasy 6, but it's not a.
I still don't think it's a big deal that the character uses a gun though. So.
I mean the enemies. I mean the bad guys have like machine guns.
I guess like thinking it as far as like main characters though, like Chrono Trigger, when the character uses a gun, so it may not be like a pistol or
Chrono
machine
Trigger.
gun.
Who cares about that?
Whoa, dude! Chrono Trigger's like, in my opinion, the best JRPG ever. So don't diss the don't diss the Chrono Triggers. I played that game after I played this, and I was like, wow, Chrono Trigger is like the best JRPG ever. And I was like,
Chrono Trigger is better.
Yes, in my opinion. Like I play that game forever. It's just that good. Or it's on my top list. On my list of like JRPGs best ever. It's on the top. Even though, but there's like a bunch I haven't played, so you know, keep that in mind. Of like, you know, I haven't played Suikoden 2. I played Suikoden 1. It was pretty good. Suikoden 2, I haven't played. Suikoden 3, I have, but I haven't finished it, and so on and so forth. But you know, JRPGs they're a long burn, so it's, you know, can never takes a while to get through them.
So this is the game you're saying is, so Chrono Trigger is what you think is the best role-playing game?
No. Best JRPG as far as like Japanese role-playing games.
JRPG?
Yeah.
You have to have a J in front of it?
I'm just saying, dude, like
So it can be like
you
J-Rock?
don't have to, but it's okay. I would say it's one of the best RPGs of all time, but it's not the best RPG of all time because, you know, there's other RPGs out there that I would rank higher than that one. I'm just saying, like, within the subgenre of RPGs, of JRPGs, of Japanese ones, it would be like at the top for me. So yeah. Because like for me, it's like we're gonna lump in all the other RPGs from like WRPGs or RPGs on computers like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter
You know,
Nights and all that stuff.
there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, like Fallout, like old school Syndicate, and that one game. Oh, what's the name of that game? I'm blanking. That one. Whatever. There's that one on the Xbox 360 that came out that it was like the new version. The old version's like way better. Actually, I think they came out with another one recently on Steam. But whatever. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, Chrono Trigger is my top JRPG. I completely forgot what I was saying. I want to look that game up now because I like have to find out what it's called. The one I'm trying to think of, but I can't think of right now.
The Final Fantasy.
The other RPG that was on computers back in the day that was really good that I can't think of right now. Ah, man. So, did you happen to actually, I guess never mind. I was gonna ask you a question, but I was like, that's a stupid question, so never mind. So like, why are you playing Final Fantasy 7 when you could be playing like a modern game from like not 1997?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to understand the science in this game.
13?
No, so
Oh, I should show you the glossary things. I'm pretty sure there's a glossary, dude, like of like stuff. I'm pretty sure I could like just look at that and be like, oh, here it is.
I'll just play through the game second time, perhaps third or fourth.
Oh man. I just find that weird to me how you just like restart the game all the time instead of just like sticking with one save file until you're done with it.
Well, I'm a scholar, Chris, so that's the things I do.
Mm-hmm. I need to find this game. What am I looking for? PlayStation 3, no. Xbox 360 should be on the list. Xbox 360. Or just like maybe like take a break in between the Final Fantasies to play something not Final Fantasy and then come back to it after, break and be like, alright, I just needed a break there.
I got to get my learn on.
Oh, where's it at? Where's that? That's right. Let's see how far. What's the time on this part 2? Oh, okay, we're almost at 30 minutes. So I guess I'll stop right here and come back after this is part 3 of Politics and Video Games.